All right, so I'm going to give an explanation from some comments about Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 3. I'm sharing because I think it's very important. And also, even though it's a couple people that commented on this, I do believe that there's a lot of people out there that believe exactly how they believe, right? So if there are people out there that believe this, I want to give a better explanation through the scriptures for what I was saying to you guys previously, okay? All right, so this is the scripture. I'm going to read it first and then we're going to get into it. All right. Let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first, and the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition. All right, okay, so as we've already shown that they're talking about the day of the Christ when Jesus is coming back, that day, right? So we're talking about that day. But specifically, the comments are about the terminology of falling away used in here. So guys, I'm going to go straight to their comments here and read it to you, and then I can explain, okay? And I'm sure these guys are highly educated and they've been studying the word. However, like I was trying to point out previously, sometimes you just have to be careful of what we're learning, because if you read so many books that are external to the Bible and you get a certain theology in your head, it's going to be very hard to break that. So it's no disrespect. It's not to shame or insult anyone. I'm just bouncing this off with the scriptures. Okay, guys, so check it out. So this is what this gentleman said, right? The Greek word used for falling away in Second Thessalonians, he's saying that that word also means departure, okay? So it means departure. But then he goes on to explain that if you change the word falling away with rapture, and then you read other verses and you put it all together, well, here's the thing, guys. They didn't use the word rapture. They used the word falling away. And if the Greek meaning for the word falling away also means departure, it only makes my case. It just nails my point, okay? And I'm going to show you why. But first, let's read the other comment, another legit concern. Well, here's another comment, okay? It says, there's no falling away. The word is departure, not falling away. And then he didn't give too much explanation about that, talking about an English translation and all that, which Bible translations will be a future topic for me. I'm not going to get into it now. But he's basically just standing his ground that it's not falling away. The word is departure, okay? Which makes sense with the first comment, right? If the Greek meaning for that word is departure, then they're both correct. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to give you some scriptures right now that show that departure, even if you take falling away and you replace it with the word departure, it's still going to have the same meaning, right? So that's what we're going to get into. The Old Testament uses departure. The New Testament will use falling away, but they mean the same thing, right? Which is, in the New Testament, it's you're falling away from the faith, right? You're falling away from God's commandments. And I'm going to show you that in the Old Testament, that's what they're talking about. It means the same thing. All right, let's get into it. Okay, guys, so we're in the book of Daniel. If you have your books, follow. If not, do your research after. We have sinned and committed iniquity. We have done wickedly and rebelled, even by departing from your precepts and your judgments. Okay, so using that word depart, they have committed sin. They committed iniquity. Why? Because they departed. They have departed from your precepts, from your judgments, God's precepts, God's judgments. Okay. Now let's scroll down to same chapter, verse 11. Verse 11. Yes, all Israel has transgressed your law and has departed so as not to obey your voice. Therefore, the curse and the oath written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, have been poured out on us because we have sinned against him. Okay? This is the book of Daniel, Old Testament. They're talking about sinning, going against God. We have sinned against him, right? What terminology do they use? What word do they use? Yes, all Israel has transgressed your law and has departed so as not to obey your voice. They departed from the law, right? Departed from the faith, the falling away. So guys, as you can see, right? So this is Bible talk. This is how God talks. They're saying the same thing, they mean the same thing. So with that, guys, I'll just say that, hey, at the end of the day, you know, it's going to be up to you to discern the truth. It's going to be up to you. But I tell you this is the scariest part. This is the scary part, guys. So guys, with that being said, I tell you what, it's going to be up to you at the end of the day to pray to God for discernment and for the truth, because the falling away will not happen unless there's a deception, right? And that deception, in my opinion, it's going on right now. It has been going on, and it's going to continue to go on. And it's interpretation of scriptures, not getting the scriptures right. That's going to lead to deception, and it's going to indoctrinate your theology and the way you think in your mind as a Christian. And so when certain events happen in the future, you're gonna take the mark of the beast, right? You're gonna not believe that it's the Antichrist, because you have been trained and taught to believe certain things that are actually contrary to the Bible. All right, guys, this message was sent out in love, in peace, and in truth, not to shame or, not to make anyone look bad, but I just wanted you guys to see what the Bible does say, and that if you do take the words falling away and you switch it to departing, depart, as you can see in the Old Testament, it means the same thing. The context is the same. They're departing from the law of God. They're departing from God's judgments, and it's sin, right? So, okay, guys, that's it. That's all I have. This was just a short one, but I felt it was important to have an explanation to those comments, and I appreciate every comment, so please keep sending them. And yeah, have a great day and have a good night. All right. Aloha.